Great race. Next up, though, we've got the first AB semi-final of the lightweight women's single sculls. It's another exciting lineup here with several under-23 world champions, medalists in the World Cups through this year. Looking there at Patricia Obi of Canada. She placed 5th in Lucerne, so she made the A final there, and she also has managed to post the fastest time in racing to date in this event at Chungju World Rowing Championships 2013. There we have in lane 3 Ekaterini Nicolaidou of Greece. She's the under-23 world champion from Linz earlier this year. 4th is Michaela Talpatrea, silver medalist at Lucerne, gold medalist at Eton, silver medalist at European Championships earlier this year, so certainly stamping her name in this event. Elena Kirivashenko of Belarus in lane 5, and Li Kaoman of Hong Kong, China in lane 6. We also missed Louise Ayling of New Zealand in lane 2.
Bit stacked this race as well, isn't it? I mean, I know you say that for all the semis, you look at your opposition, but clean start from all the scullers.
Yeah, we've got 3 heat winners in Canada, Greece and Austria, and 3 second places in their heats with New Zealand, Belarus and Hong Kong. So there's certainly a very tough field, very evenly matched, I would imagine. But some class athletes here we have from the Olympic doubles in this event, in the lightweight women's double scull. Louise Ayling from New Zealand and Patricia Obi from Canada, both competing in London last year. But back in the single sculls this year, Ayling just missing out on selection in her lightweight women's double scull for New Zealand.
And I think that the coach of Pat Obi is Leslie Thompson, the famous Canadian cox. She's, what, in her 50s now? I remember racing against her, but she coxed the Canadian Women's 8 in London, didn't she, Cookie? And I think she's the coach of Patricia Obi, who, of course, got a silver medal in the lightweight single sculls. So I think she came in as a substitute, last-minute substitute at that boat in Bled, and managed to keep a place for the games in London.
Yeah, that's right. She did come in as an injury replacement, but managed to impress with that performance in 2011. And then not quite as successful, coming 7th, first in the B final at the Olympic Games last year. But certainly the single scull is a great way to stay in the category and improve their individual performance to then retrial and try and break into the double sculls in future years. And Ayling also raced at the Sydney World Cup this year in the heavyweight women's 8 for New Zealand. So back in the lightweight category, though, for the rest of the international season. And in front now, we have the Austrian sculler. She's certainly looking very confident, sitting here in front with about half a canvas lead as they go through the first 500-metre mark.
Yeah, field starting to spread out now. Michaela Talpatrea taking it to the rest of the field with Ekaterini Nicolaidou right alongside her.
The Austrians have got it, really good. They've got a fantastic female sculler in the heavyweight division with Lobnig as well. But, I'm looking at the Greek sculler here and Katerina Nicolaidou. I mean, we see a shot of her there. Gianni Postiglione, the Italian who coaches the Greek team, I mean, he's got a wealth of talent. He's trying to rebuild after the London Olympic team. A lot of his best rowers, I think, with the Greek recession and the problems have actually stopped, but there is this talent coming through, and they don't have any fear. As you see Talpatrea there, she looks like she's hurting a bit, doesn't she, Cookie?
Yeah, a bit of a grimace on the face there, but the single scull is such a tough event, and in the second 500 metres, it's where it really starts to kick in. The first 5, you've got that adrenaline off the start, but it's so important to override that burn, to really push through and get into a very strong middle thousand rhythm. This is where the small boats will be made or broken in that second and third 500. So really looking to establish herself here and put the others out of contention for the semi.
In fact, in the heat, Talpatrea, which she won, admittedly, but she did have a 3-second fade between the second and third 500 metres, so that might be an opportunity for the Greek sculler, who only had a 1-second fade between her second and third 500 metres. I mean, Talpatrea's moving away there, so I may be wrong, but let's look and see what the splits are in the third quarter.
Certainly very conscious of each other out in the front of the field, but I think there's going to be quite a hot battle for that third and crucial place through to the A final, because looking across at Louise Ayling, she's going to be under hot pressure from Pat O'B, and on the near side, Elena Krivashienka and Lee Kalman. Not much to choose between them as they come up to the 1,000-meter mark, certainly for that third place. It's going to hot up through the later stages.
And Petraea there looking very strong. She has moved out to a Clearwater lead. I mean, I'm guessing with that 3-second fade in her earlier racing, that would be something she's very mindful of at this point, is trying to limit that amount of fade, and knowing that her competition would know that about her. But she's certainly, it seems, focusing on that third 500 and trying to limit that. And she is at this point moving away from the Greek sculler, looking very strong indeed. I think she really will have established herself into the lead at this point. I don't think many people will be able to challenge her with this kind of a lead. She's got almost a length of Clearwater on the Greek sculler. But it is, as you say, the third place for this semi-final into the A final. That will be the very hotly contested position. There are currently 3 boats going for that position, with Belarus, Canada and New Zealand. And I think it's just Louise Ayling from New Zealand with the advantage at this stage.
She's looking good there. She certainly used that 1,000-meter marker as a point in her race strategy to get back out in front and try to solidify her place into the A final. She's only a nose ahead of Pat O'B from Canada, and it's going to be tough for her to maintain that through this third 500 when everybody's going to be thinking about that finishing burn from the 500 metres in.
Certainly for someone, Louise Ayling, in the lightweight women's double sculls in London, I mean, and she's not even in the New Zealand lightweight women's double scull this year. She hasn't made the selection. So for such an experienced sculler as her, you know, the distance between Petraea, I mean, she really has nailed that third quarter. Shows you what pundits know, doesn't it?
No, she's doing a fantastic job here, and I mean, she'd be wanting to take that confidence and this win through to the all-crucial A final in a couple of days. It's so important to go in with that confidence, knowing that you can win, knowing that you won your semi-final, getting that under your belt. Certainly she would be very excited about this performance, I imagine. She's doing it very confidently. But it does look like the Belarusian has now moved through Louise Ayling into that third position. So it will be interesting to see if she can respond, or if Patricia Obi can respond in this last 500 metres.
Belarusian got a medal, didn't she? She was got a medal in the Worlds, was it in Plovdiv in the Olympic year?
And she was second at the Under-23 World Championships this year as well. So a very experienced and successful sculler so far. She's only young, but she is sculling very well here, and it looks like she's even challenging for second. So challenging against the Greek for that second position.
Of course, beat her in the Under-23s. Absolutely, it's deja vu again.
Yeah, showing great maturity coming out from Under-23 levels to come back from quite down the field in the early stages of this race, and now contending for a top 3 position to get herself through to the A final. And
of course, Belarusian rowing has got amazing facilities thanks to the success of Karsten, or formerly Kodotovic, and you know, they've got several 2,000-metre courses there, and great tradition. And you know, she will be taking advantage of that, Krivashenka, in her development.
Look at this though, Petraea has absolutely owned this race from start to finish. She'd built up in a huge lead of 3 lengths clear water by the sort of 1,500-metre mark. She's relaxed it off a bit. She knows she's done all she needs to get her place in the A final. You can see her dropping the rate there and just easing into the last 100 metres.
But we can see the sprint going on here for the second place, and they are moving up on Austria. She is clear for the win, but certainly the pressure on for the second and third places, and there's a sprint between the Greek and the Belarusian scullers. Obviously 1 and 2 at the Under-23 World Championships, and certainly will be a hot race for them into the A final.
Excellent finish there from Elena Krivashienka to get through to the A final here at the World Championships in Chungju. Just missing out by a small margin, Pat O'B and Louise Ayling over on the far side lanes 1 and 2, but a great race there. Michaela Petraea